To be quite honest with you, it's about an idea that you've already had on your mind for a while. This is what you're gonna be thinking about. This is exactly what's gonna be on your mind, my gorgeous Erini. Indeed, this particular idea which is going to be on your mind, which has been on your mind for a while. The reason why you are gonna feel it kind of differently, in a different light, is because you're gonna look at somebody very, very powerful in your life, somebody who you really connect to, and somebody who is like extremely smart and clever, and somebody who's also at the same time very spiritual. You are gonna look at that particular person, and that particular person is gonna kind of really answer your question, something that you were thinking about for so long, and something that also like kind of did affect you in such a way where you kind of suddenly saw that idea in a bad light because you couldn't go over that certain point, over that certain blockage. So when you come across this wonderful person who you really like and appreciate quite a lot, you connect to this person quite a lot, you look up to this person quite a lot. So you are gonna look at that person at around the beginning of this week, and somehow this particular person is going to answer your question when it comes to this very much so super annoying problem that has kind of slowed you down. You will be reminded of it right now and how heavy has become. Okay, so this particular idea, it's also you're gonna be able to see in a different light, not only because it's coming from somebody who normally inspires you and somebody who really kind of means to you so much in so many different ways. It's not only that, but at the same time, it's the energy. It's going to be absolutely superb because we have got at the 11th, right at the end of the week. Number 11 this is in between the 5th and the 11th of February. So number 11 is extremely powerful when it comes to us being so deep, when it comes to us feeling things that we don't normally feel, when it comes to us tapping into all sorts of different dimensions, and most importantly, most significantly, when it comes to us kind of having our spiritual awakening as well. The reason why number 11 is going to take over, although it's just the last day this week, it doesn't matter. It's the most powerful number right now when it comes to this week. So that's why that particular energy, it's very, very specific, and it's tend to take over. So you're gonna find this so beneficial because it's gonna reflect on you when it comes to you feeling such a perfect combination in between spirituality and practicality as well. So this is going to contribute even more, my gorgeous Erini, for you to see things like kind of in a different light. So you are really kind of you're gonna kind of come up with some kind of a new plan. But this new plan that you're gonna come up with, my gorgeous Erini, as I said, it is to do with a wish. You know what I mean, baby? It's to do with a specific wish, that you've had for a while, an idea, some kind of a wish, and maybe at some point in the past you wanted to attempt this so badly, but it just hasn't been the right time because of that problem that you've run into. So now, my gorgeous Erini, this is like, ooh la la, baby. This is bringing like a hope and confidence into your life. And also, I'm not being funny, you are gonna feel like like a bit of uncertainty here. Oh, I'm not too sure what's gonna happen, but don't worry, baby. You just think about an end result. That's exactly what you need to focus on. Think about an end result, and you're going to be absolutely fine. Trust me. Now it's not a time to think negatively. When we think negatively, we prevent ourselves from moving on. When we see things negatively, my gorgeous Erini, it's also like kind of like we stop ourselves from kind of evolving. So you just have to release this huge amount of negative energy that could indeed work against you. But I don't really need to tell you this, because a really good news here is that you are Pam pam pam, Big Mama has entered the room. Big Mama has just entered the room. The whole place is shaking. I just thought it's like some kind of a thunder, or I just thought it's some kind of like a, I don't know what's going on. I'm joking. Yeah, listen, you are the bottom line is that you are really going to make a brave move. A really powerful move. Oh my God, the strength that you are going to have. Woo! I feel like amazing just while I'm feeling this energy, let alone how good you are actually going to feel. So the bottom line is you are going to make that move I am talking about. And you are going to feel like you're doing something brave. That's why I'm saying you're making a brave move, baby, with something that you were like maybe terrified or petrified from doing before. Do you see? But now you are gonna make the first step. You're gonna make the first step when it comes to that idea. This is so mind-blowing, because now you will realize, now suddenly you will be also reminded of like something that you haven't done in absolute ages. Just randomly you're gonna be reminded of something spiritual, whatever you consider spiritual, whatever you consider spirituality to be, you know. But there is something that you were doing like ages ago when it comes to spirituality. Maybe, you know what I mean, maybe you were playing with the certain crystals, maybe you were reading tarot cards, maybe you were smudging your home and you didn't smudge your home in absolute ages, something like that, you know, like a dry sage. You know, when you burn dry sage, you smudge your home and you get rid of the negative energy and you feel so much better for it when it comes to your body, spirit, but when it comes to your when it comes to your environment as well. But you know, you are really literally going to what was I going to say now? Yeah, sorry. Yeah, sorry. Sorry. So literally you are gonna remind yourself of something spiritual that you haven't done, and it's gonna be something like, oh, I need to smudge my home or something like that. Whatever you remind yourself when it comes to spirituality at around this time, whatever comes to you, I really strongly suggest you to almost immediately go for it, because you are being guided from like a pretty much so your internal guidance. You're being guided by your spirit as well. Please do not ignore this. And it's gonna be so random, and I really hope you're gonna recognize this, because sometimes random thoughts come, but people don't even kind of give attention to it, and people don't even realize, or people think that they've been silly. So I really hope you're gonna recognize this. It's so important. So at around the time when you make that brave move, when it comes to that idea, that move that you're gonna consider brave, it's around the same time something is going to unlock spiritually within. Something is going to unlock within, and it's going to reflect on your spirituality. This is brilliant, because this moment in time you will be reminded of something that you haven't done in absolute ages. So let's say for an argument that this is like a smudging your home, and you just have to follow this direction. Please, for the love of God, you have to follow this direction, because there is so much more when it comes to this. There's so much more to it. Just remember, I said spiritually something is going to unlock you. This is brilliant. And that in itself means that, let's say your message was like, oh, suddenly you have this realization, I haven't done like smudging in ages. So let's say you go to smudge your home, and there is this, the point I'm trying to make here is, because you're going to have this insight. You are going to have this insight, my gorgeous Erini. That's the point I'm trying to make, because you're following this sacred pathways, okay, which can only bring you towards the right destination. So if you kind of have a message like to smudge your home, for example, I'm trying to say that whatever comes to you, but let's say that you had the message that you need to smudge your home, and let's say you start smudging your home, burning a dry sage, with another word, for example, or you can do other things, but you know, in this case, let's say it's sage. And I'm talking about this intuition, I'm talking about this intuitive insight. There is something that is going to come to you just out of the blue, which you are going to be so grateful for, and it's like a realization, like what needs more attention and care and something that you completely have something that you've been kind of neglecting, but it's a lot to do with yourself, and it's really, really important. You're getting to the very significant stage of your life, where this is going to come to the surface, okay? So the more you put energy towards it right now, the better it's going to be later on. Very important indeed. So you see why it is always like kind of important to follow these insights that we get, these insights, they may feel so random. Where did I get this random insight to do this? Where did I get this? How did I remember this, which I haven't done in a long time? There is always much deeper meaning when it comes to it. It's always something else to unpack there indeed, okay? Very, very important. So now, when it comes to this idea, and when it comes to you making this brave move, before you were feeling this idea, sorry, when it comes to you making this brave move, to know that this in itself, of course, you couldn't do before, because you kind of felt really insecure. You felt really insecure. And also, when it comes to that idea, why this idea is going to be so important, because it's gonna bring so much confidence into your life. It is to do with an important brand new beginning, but it's not a brand new beginning. It's to do with the beginning of like a pretty much so one of the most beautiful aspects of your life, because at the same time, karmically, you are reaching a very sacred stage of your life where this is leading towards like pretty much so the beginning of a mind-blowing manifestation. Just listen to me very carefully. You manifested this yourself, my gorgeous Erini. This is like a part of your dream coming true. These are your dreams slowly but surely becoming your reality. You need to trust yourself more than ever right now, seriously, because now this is bringing so much confidence and an inner strength into your life, and almost as if like you were so like maybe like a negative within the last few months, because certain things that didn't work out the way you wanted them to work out, but it's more like in terms of like a kind of things being really, really slowed down. And also where you didn't like, my gorgeous Erini, that you felt a little bit of sadness just because you felt like restrained caused by others, and this is also like kind of gonna be so important to you. And at the same time, you're gonna become aware of like some kind of lies. I know this is gonna sound horrible, but at the same time, you're gonna become aware of some kind of a lie that somebody was lying to you, and that couldn't have happened at a better time anyway, because the lies that you're gonna find out are just gonna be kind of like pretty much so it's gonna inspire you even further. These lies that you're going to find out are really gonna be such a great moment of liberation. This is gonna set you free to go on the next stage. So the first step you're already going to make when you find out about these lies, somebody lied to you, this is going to have such a beautiful and powerful impact and effect on your life. Absolutely fantastic. It's something, again, it's going to be unlocked within. Okay, so this is why this is going to be so important. The second, when you find out these lies, this is gonna have such a beautiful impact and effect on you. You will realize that you do pretty much so. You are gonna make an important. You need to make an important adjustment, and this is gonna motivate you to go on the step number 2, which is going to happen right at the end of this week. Oh my God, you're gonna be surprised with yourself. Remember, step number 2, you already made the first brave move at the beginning of this week, and now when you later on, when you find out about these bloody lies, then at the end of this week, you're already going to make the second move. This is absolutely brilliant, because when you become aware of these lies, you will be left with absolutely no option but to make an instant, immediate adjustment in your life. Okay, very important indeed. And also there is some kind of materialistic gain that you are going to become aware of, and this in itself is going to also kind of give you this sense of security at this stage of your life. It's going to help you to kind of let go of fear, and it's also going to help you to look beneath the surface, By the time you get to the mid part of this week, my gorgeous Erini, it's like, listen to me very carefully, okay? By the time you you get to the midweek, okay? You are really kind of going to get an important message, a very, very important message. This important message that you are going to get, my gorgeous Erini, it's going to, you know why is it going to be important? Because you will not need to make a useless sacrifice. You're gonna feel so relieved, like, oh my god, I can feel you right now, baby. You will feel so relieved when you find out what this actually is. So this message is gonna make you feel extremely happy, because you will know that you do not need to make a useless sacrifice. And it's not just making a useless sacrifice, but it's to do with something that you did not want to sacrifice in the first place. You are gonna feel so grateful to God, seriously, when you actually become aware of it. This is gonna mean to you so much indeed, you know, because, you know, that in itself did kind of create a bit of an obstacle and bit of a problem and bit of a delay, to be quite honest with you. And that in itself is like pretty much so, it would be connected to very much so also unwise plans as well. You're doing some kind of a plans that are really unwise as well. So there is so much more to this useless sacrifice. Useless sacrifice, something that you don't want to do in the first place, something that you feel bad about, something that you feel negative about, something that you don't want to do. And on top of that, this is a lot to do with unwise plans and things like that. So no, baby, no. So this is going to be quite brilliant moment indeed. After that, my gorgeous Erini, still at around the midweek, something very interesting is going to happen to you. You are going to have a very, very unusual and rather interesting and rather surprising experience. And you are going to realize something very kind of significant about yourself, and you're going to love it. You're going to realize that you have overcome a very, very kind of weird and kind of a terrible problem that was creating distraction in your life, that was creating confusion in your life, that was some kind of mistake that you made in the past, and this did affect you quite a lot, and it was also for a while affecting your relationship with the people. This is brilliant. And it's not only that, this beautiful experience that you are going to have, you know, there is a bit more to it, I'm afraid. But this beautiful experience that you are going to have, it's also going to kind of make you aware of the fact not to ignore some kind of a practical knowledge. And there is also going to be really, really important negotiation, which is going to be so successful for you as well. By the time you get to the last part of this week, my gorgeous Erini, okay, so now I love this so much. Fantastic, fantastic news. I have to be honest here. So right at the end of this week, my gorgeous Erini, you are going to have a fantastic good news. This is to do with your advancement. This is to do with something that you've been expecting, but then again, at the same time, you are gonna recognize some very, very interesting abilities, you know, but also on another, it's even more to recognize about yourself. What a remarkable stage of your life this is, my gorgeous Erini. But at the same time, you're also going to realize certain desires. But then when it comes to these desires, something that you will want to do so badly, you're not going to be able to stop thinking right now, because it's really going to motivate you like there is no tomorrow. But then again, there is an alteration that you are most certainly going to need to make. An alteration when it comes to something that made you feel so unhappy for a while, and something that was connected, you know, to some kind of unexpected failure, and that you just couldn't kind of bring to an end immediately. And now you're only going to realize that that was some kind of unexpected failure, but that doesn't really matter. It's all about establishing this, realizing this, and recognizing this, and most importantly, like making an alteration and kind of moving on with your life. Absolutely remarkable, my gorgeous Erini, indeed. And also, when it comes to the end of this week, you know, Oh my God, what you need to understand here is that you will be thinking about a specific goal. You're going to be thinking a lot about the specific goal. And this particular specific goal, somebody in your life very close to you, very important to you, like one of the immediate people in your life, it's going to remind you of some kind of a goal that you maybe forgot about, or like you didn't give enough attention to, something that meant to you quite a lot, but then again you didn't mention for a while, you didn't talk about it for a while, and this is going to be kind of brought up by somebody who is so important to you. Now this is your sacred sign that you need to really kind of put more energy. You need to kind of take this on the next level. You need to take this on the next level. And I know you're gonna feel like, oh, it's a bit too much hard work, too much of a hard work, blah blah blah. No baby, no. This is your sign and indication that this is something that you need to take on the next level of your life. Okay. And also, my gorgeous Erini, when it comes to the end of this week, my goodness, I like this so much. A really beautiful sign, a really beautiful good omen you're going to have. This good omen that you're going to have, I can absolutely assure you, it's gonna happen in such a way where something is gonna seem so magical, something is gonna seem like, oh, you're like in a different world, you're like in a different dimension, you're really gonna tap into something really significant, like, and you're not, that's why it's gonna be impossible for you to not to notice this. So you are already gonna feel, oh my God, something feels weird, I'm in a weird place, something feels unusual, oh my God, like you're just gonna feel like you're part of the different dimension. And at that moment in time, you're going to have a very powerful sign and a very powerful omen that you have to be honest with yourself. You have to be honest with yourself with what is a kind of creating this pressure in your life. Excessive pressure is gonna be kind of highlighted. So that in itself, it's to do with something that you are not being honest with. And so you see, I know this sounds really weird, but you really have to be honest with yourself here. And you being honest with yourself here, that in itself is already gonna be the beginning of a very important aspect of your life when it comes to an unfoldment of this kind of like something that has been creating excessive pressure in your life. You just acknowledging this and you being honest with yourself, you're already doing something magical, you're already moving on, you're already elevating yourself, let alone the fact that the process of manifestation, it's already going to begin. But it's so deep, it's so personal, it's a very deep and it's very personal. It took you a long time to get to this point in your life to see this in a different light, and this in itself is an absolutely mind-blowing sign that you are gonna move on from something that has been affecting you more than I've mentioned anything so far, seriously. And this is why it's gonna be so important indeed. Okay, my gorgeous Erini, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you. Sasha Bonasin, psychic medium. I love you. Bye.